That's what these people do. They are bringing it down from within. This is like a mini revolution that's going to negatively fuck up everybody. That's what that process is.
House music.
Right here. And I want to kind of pick up straight away what our topic for today is. And as if by magic, there it is. It comes up eventually. I thought, oh my God, we're going to have a technical issue here on a live. And watching me try and solve an IT problem would not be entertaining for anybody in any way, shape, or form, believe me. So 5 things guaranteed to harm your business. So I want to talk about 5 things. And by the way, before you mention it, there are a litany of things that could harm your business, right? From all sorts of perspectives and different backgrounds. So I already know that. I'm not saying the things that I'm bringing up today are the only things that will harm your business. But from our context, from what we're talking about and helping to get people right, there are some significant things that can really damage your business. And to be honest with you, the people element to your business is so fundamental. It's so important. It's so impactful that in actual fact, it does, in our view, and you can disagree with me, leave it in the comments, it does, in our view, have the biggest possible impact and harm on your business. Why do I say that? Well, I say that because in actual fact, when you look at this, when you break this down, if you took the people element out of your business, if you took all the human beings, including you, out of the business, plop, off they go. How well does the business perform in sales, marketing, finance, and everything else? Pretty shit, because you need the people in your business to do the doing of any kind of capacity, of any kind of way. You can't sell, you can't market, you can't do finance, you can't produce, you can't manufacture, you can't make, you can't create, you can't gift, you can't help, you can't provide a support, you can't provide a service without the human entities within your business. So the human aspect is senior to the other bits because you need people. We all need people in our businesses. We can't, goddammit, do it on our own. That we know. We know that for sure, right? I think we're on the same page there. So these are the 5 things from that perspective that can harm you and harm your business and that we must kind of take note of to try and avoid. That's the purpose of this. So if you're suffering from some of these, perhaps you're suffering from a number of these. And by the way, all of these, I could probably round off into one particular kind of heading. And that is, and I speak about this all the time. So if you watch this a lot and you watch us a lot, great. I love you. Thank you very much. Mwah, thank you. However, if you don't, one of the things that I talk about extensively is there's 3 areas. Wrong person, wrong role, wrong business. And they are in every single business we come into contact with. Bar none, they are. So they're the biggest issue. They cause the biggest problems in your business. And I'll just, on that note, just as, and it's a live session, but it's just chinged in my head. I've got another one to add on probably at the end, if I remember it by the time I get there. Okay, so at the end of the day, these will all be what we would call in that section of things, the wrong person, wrong role, wrong business, wrong person, wrong role, wrong business. I say it time and time again. The other one is dead wood. All of those people that fall into that category are dead wood. Dead wood means they're holding your business back. They're actively poisonous. They're actively going to be, kind of sabotaging from within your business, even if they're not thinking or wanting to do that. Kind of a hint for what I want to talk about in a minute. But ultimately, these people, in one guise or another, will fit somewhere within your business. I have no doubt you will be able to pick 1 or 2 of these to come out, and it will be able to demonstrate this in your business. By the way, as we go through, I'm looking for engagement on this as well, by the way. So if you are watching this, if you are listening to this back, if you are watching it back as a recording, then kudos to you, but participate. Let me know your thoughts on this. If I've missed any, do you think that's a glaringly obvious one you've missed there, Mike? that you feel should be put in, then please do so. Perhaps you work in sales and you've got another perspective on it of things that you want to add into that list. Put it in the comments below. Perhaps you come from finance and you want to put something in the list below. I'm sure there are things that in finance that people do that would also harm your business. For sure, there will be. I want to know. But equally, I want to know from those of you, what is it that's happening in your business around these areas without naming names, without dropping people in it, or without overly obviously criticizing your employer online. Let me know what's happening where you are. Let me know the situation where you are and how that fits in with any of these categories or in a new category. Or is it a category you want us to talk about in the future? So come on, engage, leave the comments below. So here we go. 5 things guaranteed to harm your business. I feel like I'm doing a orchestra, whatever. Anyway, toxic people. Oh my God. Oh my effing God, right? I mean, these people, they exist everywhere as though, and what they have is to really suck the air out of the room and just make everybody find it hard to breathe and to actually survive in that particular place. There are people that will naturally just bring everything down. And by the way, one thing I want to say as I go through this is people are the makeup of who they are over a period of time. So they are the makeup of their upbringing, their parents, their grandparents, their siblings, their teachers, their people they've had relationships with, university, you name it, where they've come to you today. They're a makeup of everything that's happened in the past. You cannot change them. You are never going to change those people in the short vacuum of time that you have with you in your business. They will still be who they are. And it is not for you to change them. And it is not that they are wrong for being who they are. In fact, they're absolutely 100% right for being who they are. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just sometimes those two things of who you are in the business and who they are don't align and match. Hence, wrong person, wrong role, wrong business. Now, again, toxic people can naturally just be that way. People that end up, making relationships extremely difficult. People that sometimes fly under the radar and make things difficult behind other people's backs. Sometimes people that do it in front of your face and make life difficult. I think a perfect example of this, just as a story, we're supporting a client. I'm trying to think now, not to drop anyone in, but supporting a client at the moment in time. And unfortunately, this particular client's going through quite a difficult period of upheaval. So they're quite a big organization, but part of their business is closing. Boom, done, over and done with. Now, that's really sad, and it's a sad state of affairs that's led to that particular process. But it hasn't happened overnight. So the fact that we're having to go through a horrible process of redundancies, which I will always say is the worst part of the job that I have, and I absolutely hate it, but it's part of the job. We are doing quite large-scale redundancies, I would say. So in that sense, things and the support we're having, that didn't always have to be the situation we'd end up in. So you can backtrack that over a period of time, probably going back more than a year, maybe 2, I would say, or more, from what I know. And they've had not just one, but over a period of time, a grouping, several kind of people that have been toxic to the organization. People that have, instead of actively looking to contribute to make things better and get on board and make a difference to the lives of those people that they're caring for, which I'm not saying not doing that part of their job, but overall, if they would have focused on that rather than sabotaging from within, they might have had a better opportunity of surviving. They might have had a better opportunity of that service still being there. These people have had another agenda. They've had another kind of process they wanted to go down, which was to complain, to procrastinate, to bring things down from within, to get their point across and win an argument, rather than actually providing a service. Now, we always talk about, and you would have heard this in maybe a couple of other videos we've done previously, but we talk about how you need to align the people to the business, get the right people in. I mean, we did that last week about recruitment. Get the right people into your business, and it's not like a fail-safe process. It's completely fallible, and you can get the wrong people in, even though you do everything, tick all the boxes. And this is a perfect case of finding you've done that process, and you have the wrong people in your business, and they're actively, whether they're doing it knowingly, I hope that's not the case, whether they're doing it unwittingly and they think they're doing the right thing, but in actual fact, they're having the wrong impact. That's what I want to come on in a minute. But if that is the case that's happening, then they are one way or another inadvertently sabotaging the business from within. That's what these people do. They are bringing it down from within. This is like a mini revolution that's going to negatively fuck up everybody. That's what that process is. By the way, another message, I swear a bit. I'm sorry. Again, I'm the makeup of who I am. And that's who I am, and I can't change. So it happens every now and then, just naturally, like, boom, out it comes. And I don't know, it's like there and out my mouth. So if that offends you, I'm sorry, but that's who I am. So in terms of things, obviously, toxic people, I don't think toxic people personally, I come from a viewpoint that people never do things to deliberately have negative consequences in that particular way. I think people do things for negative consequences sometimes in their life in general, but in the grand scheme of things, people are trying to do something and trying to achieve something, whatever that something could be, but sometimes they do it in a really bad way, and the counter can't come to what they're trying to achieve. So in this sense of things, I think people, when you have them in their business. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching the video that you're tuning into right now. It means the world to me that you're watching that video, but I want to just take a small snippet of your time, the smallest amount of your time, just to tell you about this amazing offer that we have on board for all of you right now in your businesses. Everything that we're doing, everything that we're talking about is predicated on how we can help you to maximize the potential of your business, the potential of your people in your business, and your teams that your people belong to. Right now, if you head over to the website that's in the background there in our new studio, which is inquiry.cavilhr.co.uk, that's inquiry.cavilhr.co.uk, you can pick up a free employment contract with your staff. This is monumental. It enables you to be able to make changes, customize the contracts to your liking, for your staff, for your business, but also to ensure that you're remaining legally compliant. Head on over now, pick up your free contracts, register your details. Let's get back to the video. I think, they are toxic. They will bring things down, but they don't knowingly go out there to do it in that deliberate way. Again, all things I want to come back to, and again, on one more point at the end. But these people will just literally bring everything down with them. Your culture, they'll bring down the performance, productivity, potentially even your business. Ultimately, that's what could happen. The amount of times we've been providing support to businesses, and you find out that all the people that you were really good at what they were doing, you wanted to keep, left because of these people. And now all you're left with is these people. It's the opposite to kind of what you wanted as a situation. So toxic people, you need to be able to identify them quickly and manage them quickly. That's another point we're going to come on to in a minute. But toxic people absolutely do that. I don't know if you've ever been to, I know for me, I have. And for me, actually, my story is a manager that I used to work with. And I used to travel up to London every day of the week, apart from Saturdays and Sundays, of course. So 5 days a week. I don't know why I said that. Traveling up to London, I had to catch 2 trains. I had to catch a bus and do a 15-minute walk to get to work, right? That was just the commitment I had to go through. I had to get a job. I had to have money coming in. So that was a sacrifice I had to make. It was exhausting. I was doing something like 4 to 4.5 hours kind of tops in terms of commute. And if the trains or anything went down, which happens frequently, then it would add to that kind of mix. And I'd find myself probably getting home, scoffing something down to eat, going back to work. And that was kind of my routine. And Do you know what? It's difficult to do, but it's, if you're going to somewhere that you're happy to be and you know you're making a difference in what you're trying to do and you're enjoying the work, then it kind of makes that a little bit easier. That was not my case with this point. So the toxic person in this example and scenario for me was absolutely my line manager. It made it just so hard. I mean, literally, the mannerisms as to how she would talk to you, the kind of weird little laugh thing that went on when they were trying to make a point and say something that was kind of not right, and they knew that, but trying to put the level of blame on you, which was happening to me, and do this weird little laugh. Oh, the whole thing was just completely bonkers. We had a high level of turnover in the team. And the weird thing was every time we went out to these leaving dues, of which we had plenty, by the way, every time we went out to these leaving dues, she was completely different. She was like a completely different person. She was an absolute mindfuck bloody headache in the workplace. You couldn't work with her. Absolute nightmare to work with. So for example, go to like these big meetings, and obviously anything that's gone wrong, they'll come back, be placed out as blame to everybody else. When actually there was quite a lot of responsibility on this person for what they were doing that wasn't happening. There'd be times when I'd be there and they'd be leaving early and all that sort of stuff was going on. It was just horrendous how it all kept coming back. And there was a lot of pressure that went on everyone else. And that's why they dissipated and went. And her style was just bonkers. So anyway, the issue was she was completely different. And this is what coined our phrase about the management zombie, where you get this alternative kind of persona that you think you've got to adopt to be able to manage people. But she was actually really toxic. She was just really toxic. You couldn't retain staff. It was hard to get the job done because you were lacking the staff. Every time you were going to a meeting or anything, it was just a complete nightmare because you were thinking, what's going to come out of this? Where's it going to go? What's going to happen? What does it mean? What impact? All these things were going to come out of the woodwork, right? And you're just like, this is just a nightmare. And I hated every single freaking minute of it. And I wanted to get out there as quickly as I possibly could. I loved the project. I loved the people I was working with. I liked the work I was doing, but they were just toxic in what they were doing. And it was bringing everything down around them. Our client's case, an example there, if there would have been things done differently about those people to eradicate the wrong person from the wrong roles and the wrong business out of that business, I dare say we wouldn't have been required to come in and help them do mass redundancies. But it's difficult for people to see that. Okay, when they're in that, they are who they are. It's not their fault for being that way. You've got to take them out of it. Someone has to step up and manage that. But toxic people, and keeping them in your business for too long, they will change everything, including your culture, and will make that absolutely a headache for you.